And joining us now to talk more about the political ramifications of the scheduled raids is Pepperdine professor Michael Shires. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. So politically speaking, the president's supporters seem to be happy with the planned raids, but won't the raids also signal a call to action for people who actually are opposed to the president in this plan?
Well, I mean, this is all about election year politics, right? The immigration issue is going to be sitting there until November. And my guess is it's going to be sitting there another 4 years after that. And, you know, these raids, I mean, the administration's been very specific about trying to pick people that, you know, most people would agree should probably not be in the country. So, I mean, it fosters a conversation, it fosters a lot of intensity, but in some ways it's kind of a distraction from the real problem, which is, you know, all these immigrants coming to the border.
And speaking of the problems at the border, the president says that Democrats won't work to come up with a plan to fix a problem, but how much of what's going on should the left actually take responsibility for?
Well, both sides have a lot of responsibility to take. I mean, it's been 30 plus years since we've dealt with this issue. And it hasn't gone away, it hasn't changed. When the Republicans were in control of Congress and they had the White House early in the Trump administration, they did not deal with it. Now you have a split Congress. We've had times in the past when Senator McCain and Senator Ted Kennedy proposed a deal that was killed by the Democrats because they wanted to keep the issue on the table for President Obama in his early 2008 election. So I mean, this is something that's been a political football for 30 years, and there will be no. I will make a prediction right now. There will not be a significant solution to this problem in between now and 2020. Because Democrats really see this as a key issue for them. And you see it mobilizing the base, you see the people showing up.
And it's tough to see all those people, though, in those situations.
It's a horrible tragedy. I mean, we should have a policy that everybody in the world understands, that makes sense. They understand what it's going to take if they want to come to the country, and they understand what the implications are if they try and cheat the system.
Yeah. Well, another cabinet member resigned this week amid controversy. Do Republicans really care about all of those issues, the changes and what's happening?
Everybody does. I mean, it creates turnover, it creates instability, it interrupts policies. I mean, in this case, it had to do with something that happened more than a decade ago. It's not, it wasn't, those positions are high intensity. In the best of circumstances, you burn out from 20+ hour days. And now you stack on top of it the volatility of the Trump administration, his kind of tenuous relationship with the media. And then you layer on top of that people who are looking for any reason to attack the administration on any purpose, and you really end up with a very hard job. So it's not surprising. I think Republican leadership would like to see more stability, but it's a hard job.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go, what's the one story that happened this week that didn't really make the headlines that we should know about?
Well, there's so many headlines, but I think in the background, the Federal Reserve and, kind of their bullish perspective. I mean, we have to remember things are great in America. Unemployment's 3%, 3.5%. But, you go over to Europe and you go around the world and it's a lot more unstable. And, Greece just had a turnover in their elections because unemployment's 18% there. Wow. The British and the Iranians actually pointed guns at each other in the last week. I mean, there's a lot of instability in the world that I think they're worried about spilling over into the U.S. beyond what we're already doing to ourselves on trade.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Michael Shires, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We always appreciate your insight.
It's great to be here.